As the Africa team, we're excited to have you here as we introduce you to we are the Stellenbosch Executive Development, but also to showcase what programs we offer in the Africa channel. So the purpose of this session is really just to provide you with an overview of what learning opportunities we can offer you within leadership and management, but also to showcase what work we do as the Africa channel and how we can assist you to really develop your learning needs into a program. So we'll start the session. I just want to show you the agenda. So we'll start at 10. As 10 o'clock now is started, we're having the welcoming introduction right now by myself, Mujahid, who's the proposal and design specialist for the Africa channel. I will then hand over to our channel director, Jim Linsky, who will give you a short introduction to SBS Ed and the Africa team. We'll then have a short session just by our in-country partners or our in-country representatives just to speak about the work they do within their respective countries, but also just to give you context to who they are as individuals. I will then take you through at 10:35 through our off-the-shelf programs to just give you an idea of what are some of the off-the-shelf programs we offer and what this means, but also then take you into our bespoke programs and our bespoke solutions, so to kind of showcase you how we can take your learning needs and really turn that into a program. We're going to have a short, a nice question and answer session where you can ask all your questions, get some clarity if you have anything missed, there's anything you don't understand or any questions you want to have. And then lastly, we'll do the closing, where we'll just have our channel director, Jim, again, will do the closing for us. So now, before we start the session, I'm just going to show you a short video by our CEO, and then I'll hand over to our channel director, Jim Linsky, who will do the introduction for you further. Thank you, everyone.
Stellenbosch Business School is a department within Stellenbosch University. There are two components. One is degree programs, so the MBA, the PhD, and various postgraduate diplomas. And then there's another component which is short courses, and that's the piece that we look after. What we're after is something that's sustainable over a longer period of time. And sustainability comes from the organization's ability to keep changing over time, and the way they keep changing is to make sure that you're embedding values, you're refreshing culture, you're inspiring a future that people want to be involved with. I mean, we've had people from Pakistan and the States and Brazil and South Africa and Ghana all in the same room, and that's fantastic because you get this diversity of opinion and a fantastically rich learning experience because all these different points of view are brought to bear. Our real passion is about making sure that we co-create development opportunities with organizations and the people in those organizations that are intended to help them to translate the strategy they may already have. All of those things make up the experience and therefore are the things that people are talking about. You know, it's a virtuous conversation that goes with a number of other things about looking after people, about creating a workplace for the future, about securing jobs, about sustainable business. All of those things come in a package with and developing our people.
Thank you, Mujahid. Thank you for sharing the video. Good morning, everybody. A very warm welcome. Great to see so many people from all over the African continent joining us this morning. As Mujahid set the scene when we opened this morning, my name is Jim Linsky. I'm the channel director for the Africa and Botswana division within SBS Ed. I think as you will all have gathered from Chris's video that we sit within the business school, but our team, which I'm going to introduce you to just now, we very specifically focus on looking after what we call the certificated short courses part of the business school business. And we're really here this morning just to introduce our team to everybody, for those of you who don't already know us, and really just to share a little bit more about who we are, what we do. And we'd like to also just introduce you, for those of you who haven't actually met the team on the ground, to some of our in-country partners. And yeah, hopefully get some good conversations going with you, to get some good questions coming from you all. And hopefully we're here to help you this morning. So as I said, I'm Jim Linsky. I'm the channel director. You've already met Mujahid Dabus, who's our proposal and design specialist. So he will be the point of contact when we start to engage with you around specific program designs or any specific needs that any of you have, either as individuals or within your organizations. Then we have Nicole Adams. Nicole is our program manager. So for any of you who have already been on any of our programs or about to come on any of our programs, I'm sure you've all met Nicole already, but Nicole's the person who makes sure everything behind the scenes runs smoothly when we deliver our programs. And then the final member of our core team is Oni Golding. I'm pretty sure everybody in Botswana, and in particular in Gaborone, all know Oni, but she's our corporate development executive sitting in Botswana. She's on the ground in Gaborone, and she actually looks after our little entity in Botswana, which is USB Ed Botswana Pty Limited, and Oni will tell you a little bit more about that story when it comes to her sharing later in our presentation. So I think really just to build on what Chris originally said, we are the executive development part of the business school, whereas the business school will focus more on the qualifications, we focus on the certificated short courses. However, I think from you as a potential client, from an expectation point of view, I think the reason, just go back a slide, please. The reason why I wanted to share this slide in particular with you all is really just to show you that although our primary role is going to be co-designing with you, delivering the programs on your behalf, making sure that the quality control is all kept under our beady eyes to make sure that the quality of the program is delivered at the right level. The important thing here is that we all sit under Stellenbosch University. And why that is so important for all of you on the event this morning is that is where all of our certificates come from at the end of our programs. So all of our certificates that you will be receiving if you come on an SBS Ed program will be from Stellenbosch University itself, which is a great accolade in terms of the accreditation and in terms of the fact that you've got that quality control that we are being well looked after behind the scenes. The other thing that underpins us as SBS Ed is that we fall under the auspice of what we call the Triple Crown accreditation. We are one of only just over 120 business schools in the entire world that have the great pleasure of being accredited by all three of the major accreditation bodies for the business schools. And this is no mean feat, because a lot of work goes into us getting these accreditations and retaining them. And it's all based on our ability to deliver quality programs consistently across the African continent. So as I said, this is a great accolade to have to underpin the certificates when you get the certificates from Stellenbosch University at the end of whatever program you're going to be on journey with. And as I said, Mujahid will go through that in a little bit more detail for you when it comes to his part of the presentation. Right, so the next part for me is just to explain, when we're talking about Africa in Focus this morning. So within SBS Ed, we have 5 divisions that ensure that we can optimally deliver a complete range of programs for our clients across the African continent. As I said, we're very specifically this morning focusing on the Africa channel and the Africa team. But we have 4 other important channels in our SBS Ed family. Our open channel, which sits in South Africa. We've got our digital channel, which is where all our online programs sit. We've got a team that looks after our key accounts in South Africa. And we have also got a team that looks after our customized clients also in South Africa. And I think the important thing is, as we talked to you this morning, is that myself, Mujahid, Nicole, and Oni, as the core Africa team, and the in-country partners that you're going to be introduced to in about 10 minutes, we're here to represent SBS Ed. So we are here as your first point of contact, no matter where you are on the Africa continent. You are more than welcome to get hold of any of us, especially in-country partners. Have discussions with us, try to share your needs and your requirements with us. And our role will be to make sure that we guide you to the right part of the business, and make sure you get programs that are designed and delivered for you to meet your individual personal or company needs. I think the other thing we really want to share with you this morning is that we really truly are an African business school. We are now operating in 18 countries, hoping to expand that further as we go over the next 3 to 4 years, and expand our in-country representative model. You will see that we are exceptionally well represented in the southern part of the continent, and we're slowly expanding our footprint in the northern half of the continent as well. The other reason this slide is very, very important is that it's also the footprint that our faculty are being exposed to. So when you are in the position where you're on one of our programs, on one of our platforms, either on the Zoom platform, or whether we're in a luxurious position to actually deliver the program face-to-face in your respective countries, the faculty that will be working with you have worked in all of these countries. They're going to bring such a wealth of African knowledge and African stories, share their experiences of African culture, doing a business across Africa. So when those faculty are there in the classroom with you, you're getting a truly African experience. And that's really something that we're trying to emphasize when we do our programs. It's not just about international best practice. It's also about sharing, doing business and working on the Africa continent. The other thing that we've managed to do as we work across these 18 countries is we've also built up an incredible experience across the different industries. So our faculty and our team of designers all work closely across such a range of industries now that we can ensure that whatever client we are talking to, we can ensure that we really are customizing the programs that we design for you as much as we can to the world that you all operate in. And finally, to support our Africa model and our Africa footprint, we're really, really lucky to have what we call in-country representatives on the ground. We have been working the Africa continent since at least 2005, so we've got almost 20 years of experience in the Africa continent now, and we've learned so much about the best ways to work on the Africa continent on the ground. And in order for us to be able to work with you all and deliver really good customized programs for you, we have got people on the ground who are locals there to support and help you. They all come with extensive experience. They all come with knowing the lay of the land. They have worked in private sector, parastatal sector, public sector. They're networked, and they're there to represent SBS Ed and guide you on the ground, but also to bring that local influence and experience into the discussions with you. And we're going to introduce you to quite a few of them this morning, from Ghana, from Namibia, from Zambia, and from Botswana. But as you will see from the slide in front of you, we've got representations in quite a few other countries as well. Some of them are organizations, some of them are individuals, some of them are small companies, but they're there on the ground to really work with you to help us co-create programs and design and deliver on your behalf. So people, if you see your country there represented, please make sure that you get a hold of us. We will put you in touch with the right people. But what we'd really like to do this morning is actually let me hand over to somebody else to do a little bit of the talking. And we really just want to let some of our in-country representatives share their own journey with you. It's a model that we've been running for about just over 3 years now. And I'm going to hand over, first of all, this morning to Rudolf Thelander, who is sitting in Windhoek in Namibia. And he's going to share the first part of this as his journey as a Namibian in-country representative. So Rudolf, all over to you.
Okay, thank you, Jim, for that introduction. So yes, my name is Rudolf Verlander, the in-country partner for Namibia. As Jim mentioned, we represent ED, so the whole suite of channels we represent. So the idea is to have one contact where you can access the array of programs that ED offers. So I've got a deep understanding of the market, have been working here, well, South Africa, Namibia, for the past 28 years, primarily in business development, which spans from advertising, communications, to international trade. So with that knowledge and that network, it allows me to provide tailored solutions to clients, looking at their needs, sitting and analyzing their desired learning outcomes for especially the custom programs. So what you see there is some of the major clients that we've been dealing with over the past 2-3 years, but there's loads of smaller ones. So these are just the more prominent ones. And together with these companies, we bring a wealth of, or change in terms of the way candidates basically look at the element of management. It is a sort of a standalone function. If you look at, you've got a degree or master's in finance, but the management component is sometimes missing. So that's what we offer. We provide that short-term intervention to get you on track to manage your team and also your entity. So currently, instead of looking at the whole sort of Namibia, we have started with Windhoek, which is basically the capital of Namibia. And from there, we reach out to Walvis Bay, Swakopmund, or Chivorongo, even Oshakati. We've got some of the mines in the south, Scorpion Zinc Mine. So that's just the coverage that we currently have. If you've got any questions for me, you're welcome to contact me directly. And from here, I'll just hand over to our next representative.
Yeah, so good morning to everyone. My name is Mutona Monze, Zambia. I've been in the industry for the past 30 years, obviously working through quite a number of sectors. Amongst them is the general FMCG, the telco, the fintech industry, and also the alternative energy industry. During my time, I've had quite a lot of interactions with a number of the Zambian-based institutions, be it government and private. Yeah, so over the past 30 years, I've had a feel of the Zambian industry and the interacting with a lot of decision makers, both in government and public sector. Coming to join the Stellenbosch team, I think I came at the right time to help both ways, help the Stellenbosch team to bring in the much needed training to my people here, and also linking my people, government and private sector to what they need in terms of acquisition of skill and professional training. So if you see, among many that I've been dealing with, I have Zambia National Building Society as the poll holders. I'm using poll holders because we have virtually an agreement already signed off with the ZNBS, the Rural Electrification Authority, and the Zamtel team. But beyond this, I have a whole lot of up to about 35 companies that I've had a discussion with already. I know that is nothing in terms of capacity that this country has. So I'm here to say all of you that are from Zambia and beyond that are able to link us to others that need this service. I am Lusaka based. My contacts are free, will be able to be provided, and I'm available to come and have a detailed discussion with every one of you to ensure that we take ourselves to the whole lot next level of professionalism and having our people managing their units appropriately. So I am here and I'm very excited to be part of this team. I'm very excited to also ensure that I'm part of the future of a better Zambia. So I know I don't have a lot of time to talk. I'll talk and talk being a salesperson, but I'm saying I can talk more. Contact me out of this meeting, and we'll talk as much as we can, ensure that we have some solution that is already on our fingertips. I'll hand over to the next one. For now, thank you very much for meeting all of you, and I look forward to a lot of interactions with you.
Great. So Selassie here, Selassie Tay from Ghana. So my professional background has mainly involved roles in business development, as well as management consultancy. I've worked mainly within the financial technology, banking, international development, and then now in the education industry. My role at SBS Ed in Ghana primarily is to be the man on the ground for the institution. I handle a small but important piece of the value proposition delivery of SBS Ed in Ghana. So my daily roles would include negotiating client acquisition and engagement, and as well as negotiating deals that deliver on the 6-digit revenue target that we have set for ourselves to achieve in Ghana as we develop the human capital resources of institutions here. We've engaged a lot of organizations, I mean, countless of them, I can't mention them all, as well as individuals, you know, with our value proposition, you know, the various programs that we have on offer. Currently, we've managed to ink an agreement with the Ghana Revenue Authority, and if you are from Ghana, you would know that this is quite a big one. They have their employees on the SMDP, the Senior Management Development Program, the Management Development Program, as well as the New Manager Development Program. The goal is to be the training partner of choice for the Ghana Revenue Authority. So there's a lot already going on in that regard. We also have currently conversation at very much advanced stages with the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation. The company is looking to, you know, branch a little from its traditional mandate, you know, and they are looking for SBS Ed to be that human resource development partner that position the company to, you know, follow the path that it's currently set for itself. So I'm Accra based, and so my friends from Ghana, Bernice, Theophilus, and all the other people from Ghana, please feel free to reach out to me if you find any of our offerings interesting. And if I've not also mentioned your name, but you are from Ghana and you'd be interested in having a further conversation regarding what value we bring to your company and how that translates into growth and profitability for you, please feel free to reach out to me via email or phone numbers. I'm sure the contacts will be made available, and I would be happy to talk to you, and perhaps also possibly, you know, catch coffee or drink sometimes the weekend whilst we talk business. Thank you very much and have a fruitful participation. I hand over to the next country rep.
Oh, thank you, Selassie. Lastly, we'll hand over to One Golding from our Botswana office. We'll give you more details.
A very good morning again, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. My name is One Golding, as already mentioned, and I am an executive under corporate development in Botswana. Within my portfolio, I look after operational activities in the country, including sales, marketing, client and regulatory authority liaison. Stellenbosch Business School Executive Development Botswana is fully registered with the Companies and Intellectual Properties Authority. We are aligned with the processes and regulatory terms set by the Botswana Qualifications Authority and the Human Resource Development Council, thus enabling our clients to tap into the training levy should they be qualifying, should they fall under the qualifying category. Over the years, I've worked with clients such as the Botswana Telecommunications Corporation, De Beers. There on my profile, I've just listed 3. If I was to put up logos of the clients that we've worked with, it will be an endless list. So please excuse me if you don't see your logo there. It was just a quick selection that I needed to make. But as mentioned, I have worked with the Botswana Telecommunications Corporation, Depswana, the Civil Aviation Authority, Botswana. I've also worked with our regulatory bodies, that being the Botswana Qualifications Authority and the Human Resource Development Council, as well as various government institutions. This being under our joint venture avenues, which Mujahid will explain in due course within this session. And under our bespoke programs or customized programs, we have worked with clients such as the Botswana Unified Revenue Services, that is BRS. We've worked with the Bank of Botswana. We've worked with Botswana Housing Corporation, Botswana Power Corporation, and Force Cash and Carry, that being a separate avenue of delivery mode called our customized programs. Our offices are located here in Gaborone at the Fairgrounds Close in Fairgrounds, and we are always open to welcoming you in for any sort of discussion that you have across all the channels, really. Like Jim had mentioned earlier on when he started, I do not only represent Africa or Botswana, but I represent all the channels that were stated earlier on. Please feel free to scan the QR code on my background. My details will also be shared during the session and at the end. I'm looking forward to engaging with you, whether you are a company, whether you're an individual, to further assist you in your professional development. Okay, lastly, I'd like to say, which I nearly forgot, I would like to wish all the Botswana on the call a happy independence, which we are celebrating on Monday the 30th. And to our Nigerian brothers and sisters on the call, I'd also like to wish you a happy independence the day after ours, which is on the 1st of October. Thank you very much. I do look forward to hearing from you and engaging further beyond this session.
Thank you, One. And thank you to the team for introducing yourself and that background on who we are as SBS. So now that you've kind of met the team and you have a better understanding of who we are as SBS Ed, I'll just take you through our approach and the learning interventions that we can offer you. So as within the Africa channel, but also as SBS Ed, and just the multiple channels, we do offer basically 2 types of programs. We offer the joint venture programs, also known as off-the-shelf programs. These are our pre-designed programs in management and leadership. They are usually aimed at individuals and professionals and organizations. However, they are on the remote platform, and so they are usually done remotely. So they're quite good for participants who are not looking for a face-to-face intervention, but just are able to attend a remote session via the Zoom platform. And these programs in the Africa channel, they are kind of customized and personalized to the African market. So they are quite engaging, and they do bring in business cases and use cases from Africa perspective, but also bring in examples and various business cases from the world to kind of bring you the best solution out there. We also offer our bespoke programs. These are customized programs, as One mentioned. So these are customized to address the unique needs and objective of each client. So usually we'll work with you, or the in-country partner will work with you. We'll do a needs analysis, and we'll kind of develop and personalize the program to your needs. So these aren't off-the-shelf or kind of pre-designed programs, but they are designed to what you need as an organization. And the great thing about the customized programs is where the joint venture programs, for example, is on the Zoom platform, as I said, and these are usually offered remotely because it covers all African countries and everyone outside South Africa who kind of wants to be on the programs. The customized programs can be delivered through any of the modalities. So we can do it face-to-face in your country, whether it's Botswana, Kenya, whether it's any of the countries you do not have a representative in. We could also do it on the remote platform. So this is via Zoom, where we still have a structured approach to the session. We still create the same kind of learning environment that we'd have on the face-to-face programs. But this, obviously, this is just on the Zoom platform. However, this is still interactive sessions. There are still breakout rooms that still brings every learning aspect or learning kind of rigor that there is within the face-to-face programs, just on the remote platform. You can also do it in the blended approach. For us as SBS Ed, blended just means that there may be, for example, the MDP, the African Management Development Program, that consists of 3 study blocks. So 2 of the study blocks can be face-to-face and 1 can be remote. Or we can do it online through our digital channel, or hybrid, which is a combination of having asynchronous components and then also have your face-to-face or remote kind of programs. Also, just to give you some context of the joint venture programs, so we do have we do have 3 levels or 4 levels for our programs. So we have the Africa New Managers Development Program, which is online to NQF Level 5. So just to give you some context, so all our programs are aligned to the National Qualification Framework. So the reason for this is, like I said, it's aligned. This just ensures that we obviously have consistency across our programs. So all our programs is consistent around the learning outcomes, the level of the learning outcomes, but also the standard that we give on those programs. But also as participants then, with the alignment within the NQF, you can ensure that you as a participant can really see where you fit in based on the level of experience, but also you can kind of see the development pathway that you're following through the learning. So you can see as managers and as HR especially, this is quite convenient and quite helpful for you, because you can see how the participants transition from one level to the next level and how this training really assists with developing the needed skills with them. So we have the NMDP, or the African New Managers Development Program, which is at NQF Level 5. We have the Africa Management Development Program, which is on NQF Level 6. We have the Africa Senior Management Development Program, which is on NQF Level 7. And then we have the Executive Development Program, or EDP, which is ran face-to-face in South Africa. And this is on NQF Level 8. So as part of our design for our programs, we do have a design philosophy that we follow, and consists of 4 dimensions. And really through these dimensions, the aim is that we approach the leadership to focus on really assisting you as participants, not to only gain the knowledge through these programs by being able to do stuff or be able to think around stuff, but we also will really assist you to kind of be able to apply this and implement this within your context. So these 4 dimensions that are kind of showed on the screen right now, that form the cornerstone of our programs. And it really assists through the leadership and development programs for you as leaders to be well-rounded, adaptive, and also effective with the applying and bringing this into your own context. For us, as when we do design these programs, it's not just about you being able to understand the content or having the knowledge of what is covered, but we all do create these programs to be very interactive, so that you can take the knowledge and really implement it within your context. And we do this, how we do this is really by bringing a range of tools through our design approach. And these tools really assist us with creating programs that are rigorous, but also practical. So on all our programs is kind of underpinned definitely by assessments. So these can be done through individual assignments, which really assist with assessing your individual understanding, or seeing that you are, as an individual, that you are able to apply what you've learned. However, a lot of our programs does have a business-driven action learning project, or BDAL, as we call it for short. And the BDAL really is a group assignment. It really helps, it gives you as a group the opportunity to identify an issue within your organization or the various organizations that you represent, and then really apply what you've learned and come up with solutions and recommendations that's practical and can be applied. However, we also have, like I said, all our programs have study blocks. For example, Our NMDP has 2 study blocks, MDP has 3 study blocks, and SMDP as well has 3 study blocks. However, we also bring in feedback loops where we give feedback back to the organizations and also work with participants. We bring in, as Jim said, with that Triple Crown accreditation, we obviously bring in from the best faculty members to really facilitate these sessions. And our faculty members all have, as a basis, they all have masters and PhDs, but also they have real experience within the topics that they facilitate or the topics that they are experienced in. We also bring in guest speakers, LPFs, and really assist the participants to really leave with practical understanding of how to implement this within their organizations. So now we'll just go to have a deeper look at our joint venture programs. So when we look at our joint venture programs, as I said, there are 4 levels to our joint venture programs. So we have the Africa NMDP, but we also have the NMDP obviously within the South African context. But for the Africa purpose, like as I said, these programs are designed for the African continent. So they do bring in business cases, they do bring in case studies, they do bring examples and practical kind of theory from the African context to really contextualize it for the African continent, as the African needs are unique. So for the NMDP, this focuses really on individuals who are transitioning into junior leadership roles. So these can be technical individuals, these can be people who have some experience within managing teams. However, this is for new managers, and it really introduces the basic principles of management and leadership. So like I said, this could be technical individuals, these could be individuals who are new to management and just want to get the foundational understanding of management and leadership. We also have our Africa Management Development Program. So this is now NQF level 6. So this is for more aimed at middle managers and supervisors, people really responsible for managing teams or business unit, but they just need better understanding on how to improve their functional management skills. So these are usually people that are more at the operational level and they just really they are managing teams. So why do you want to do this program? Just people want a better understanding of how business operates and need to ensure how they need to perform within their management roles. And then we also have the SMDP, which is definitely more for senior managers. So these are senior managers who manages functions or basically business units, and they just this is much more strategic. So these are individuals who need to transform from being more operational to more strategic. And then lastly, just to touch on the EDP. So like I said, this is aimed at people who make strategic decisions, and it's really aimed at executives and senior managers. So those are basically the joint ventures. And as I said, the joint ventures are offered remotely through the Zoom platform. And the joint ventures also, with the joint ventures, these are also offered at set times. So after this, we will share with you kind of like a calendar or kind of the dates, more or less, of where these programs will run once we kind of finalized it. But the joint ventures are set dates and they run at set periods, where, for example, our bespoke programs, as I said, these are customized learning interventions, which we can design according to your needs. So as I said, the in-country partners, myself, will work with you as an organization to really bring in your specific needs as an organization or the learning objectives you want. So as an organization, you might approach us and you'll say, these are learning needs, and we will come up with a customized or bespoke learning intervention that really addresses that specific needs, but also brings in the best possible solution to solve your problem, your learning problem at that. It also allows us to obviously, these bespoke programs definitely allows us to customize and make it more bespoke to your organization. So we can definitely personalize it to your organizational culture, bringing some of your use cases, bringing some of case studies that you've done within an organization. And especially, as I said, all our programs is underpinned by that individual and that group assignment, or the BDL. So the BDL can really bring in really assess and look at what are some of the issues within your organization. It can really look at what are some of the business challenges that you as an organization are struggling with, And participants can really work in the groups to come up with impactful solutions that can really assist you to look at what are some of the recommendations we can implement to really overcome those. Also, so this is just an example of what a customized learning intervention can look at. So as I said, we do use study blocks. So this, for example, this learning intervention consists of 3 study blocks. Study block 1 covering more leadership and finance and negotiations. Study block 2 covering more corporate governance, ethics, and digital transformation. And then study block 3 covering strategic foresight, scenario development, and design thinking. We also then have that final presentation block, which we have where participants represent their PDL or their syndicate project to a panel. And this panel usually consists of people within the organization. And it's really where you as the company can see the return on learning. So you can see how participants can take the knowledge that they acquired over the 3 study blocks and they really implement it into a challenge within the organization. And you can really see as a company how they're able to integrate it and come up with practical solutions that you can really implement as an organization. So when you want to see that return on learning, this is a great way to see it. And this is a great way for you to kind of see what participants are doing. Also, as you can see, there's individual assignments, and there's also that group assignment, which is the PDL. However, also as part of our catalog of programs, we do offer also master classes. So the master classes are usually shorter interventions. So these are much shorter. They're usually 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, maximum 5 days. We try to keep them. And these learning interventions usually focuses on a specific topic. So whereas, for example, the joint ventures and the bespoke programs, these kind of brings in an array of topics, could bring a diverse catalog of topics that really impacts a wide range of needs. Our masterclasses focuses on a specific need. So for example, this one, and this can also be done, we also run joint venture masterclasses, or these can be customized masterclasses. It's going to be a specific need within an organization, and we can create a short learning intervention for you. However, for example, this one in Women in Leadership, this is aligned to NQF Level 7. Masterclasses is usually NQF Level 7. So 2 days. This one is more aimed at female leaders who are determined to break through the barriers of women in leadership. So it looks at really confronting those challenges that impacts women within leadership roles. So usually for these, you have no tertiary qualification required. And also, as for most of our programs, tertiary qualifications is not required. We base them on experience. So we look at, like I said, for the different levels, we kind of look at where you fall. Are you new managers? Are you middle management leading a team or business unit? Or are you senior managers leading a function or kind of within a tactical role? So yeah, so these learning interventions are quite great to just look at one topic. We also have, for example, the board governance ones, which is more aimed at senior leaders serving on boards or aspiring board members, organizational leaders. And this just assists this, for example, this board we are currently running one at the moment, actually. Participants are actually in class at the moment on our board governance, Africa board governance program. And through these programs, they really just look at how they can enhance their governance skills, looking at topics like compliance, looking at how you can manage a board, ensure the board is really compliant within the organization. So just to summarize again, like I said, obviously you have the joint ventures. These are open programs. It's open to everyone in Africa. It really gives you the opportunity to interact with participants throughout Africa. So you'll gain experience and interaction with participants throughout different African countries. You'll have interaction with people from different kind of sectors within Africa. And that's a great way for you to kind of expose you to an array of an experience throughout Africa. You then also have the customized programs, which is customized to your learning needs. However, lastly, you then can also do a masterclass for you, which is based on a specific need and a specific intervention for that. Also, as part of our programs, especially on MDP, SMDP, and EDP, and this is both on joint ventures and customized. If you go through these programs, you do automatically become an alumni member. Obviously, the Alumni Association of Stellenbosch Business School and Stellenbosch University as a whole has over 30,000 members. And the great thing about the Alumni Society is that it really gives you an opportunity to interact with various experts throughout sectors. It gives you opportunity to interact with people who can assist you, can mentor you, and can really guide you to further develop your skills. But it also gives you access to benefits to like academic research, case studies, but also the opportunity to be recognized and really continue that lifelong journey if you want to learn further. And then lastly, so as I said with our course calendar, so we are currently still finalizing the course calendar for 2025. However, the Africa NM, so if you do have any questions, applications for 25 will open soon, definitely, and we will formally announce when our applications are open and kind of what's covered within the various programs. But also, if you do need additional information, please reach out to your in-country partner or reach out to myself or Jim Linsky, and we will also give you additional information. However, we do have the Africa NMDP first cohort starting in April. We have the Africa MDP, which your first cohort will start in February. We have the SMDP starting in March. And then lastly, we have the EDP, which will start in June. So the EDP, there's only one cohort, so it only starts in June, and then that's kind of it. However, the SMDP, MDP, and NMDP, we do have multiple cohorts throughout the year. So if the first cohort does not work for you, we can definitely work with you to see which cohort will work for you.
So everybody, I'm hoping that you are all going to be connecting with us. As I said, if you don't have any direct questions just now and you think of anything later today or over the next few days, please just get hold of us, reach out. You've got all our contact details on the screen, and you can use the QR code to do a direct message to her. We'll make sure we get back to you all as soon as possible. And if you're all comfortable, we will obviously let you know all of the 2025 planning as soon as it goes live, hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And yeah, I think, Mujahid, if you're comfortable, I can I just wrap up a little bit?
Yeah, we can, Jim.
So everybody, I said, I think we've given you a lot of information this morning. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you have got a good feel for the fact that we have got a nice network across the African continent there to support you, to guide you, to give you advice, and hopefully to go further and co-design and co-create maybe for some of your organizations. So we really, really appreciate you taking up the time this morning and spending some time with us. And as I said, we really hope that you're going to reach out to us, and there's no such thing as a stupid question or a silly question. If you've got something you would like us to go into a little bit more detail with you or explain to you in more detail, just put your hand up, shout out, especially for the in-country partners. And as I said, we've only really had the opportunity today for 4 of our partners to share their direct details with you. But as you probably gathered, there are quite a few other countries that have got people on the ground, like Eswatini, Mauritius, Zimbabwe, Angola. So please just reach out to us. We'll guide you. We'll put you in the right direction, and we'll make sure that we'll look after you as much as possible going forward. So thank you, everybody, for joining us this morning. We look forward to engaging with you. And yeah, if there's nothing else, I think, Mujahid, we can close the meeting up with a minute or 2 to spare.
Yes. Thank you to everyone for coming online and taking the time out of your day. We do appreciate it. And as Jim said, if you have any questions, please reach out to us and we will get in contact. We'll also share after this, we'll share the link to the video with everyone, the recording. So if you did come in a bit late or you did have some issues throughout the session, you will be able to rewatch it using the link. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Great day. Cheers.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.